Hi, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Thursday, March the 22nd. News today from St. Louis. The 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals affirmed the conviction of Ted Sewell for bribery in July of 2016. Sewell, if you don't remember, ran a giant operation, provided behavioral health services mostly to young people. He had a residential facility first known as the Lord's Ranch, later Trinity Behavioral Health in Randolph County. Also had community-based outpatient services all over the state. He's billed tens of millions of dollars to Medicaid over the years. He was accused of slipping money to a state legislator who had become an official of the Department of Human Services to influence decisions in that department that benefited his business. He was convicted. He said the government hadn't proved that there was a quid pro quo, that he had given money in return for specific agreed upon public acts. The court said that it was enough to show that he had the intent to influence a public service and upheld his conviction and a 7-year sentence. He's serving his time currently in a federal medical facility in Springfield, Missouri. He could still appeal these convictions. Interesting developments in Washington. It looks like Congress will approve a $1.3 trillion budget to keep the government operating. Some conservatives are thinking this breaks faith with promises to do something about federal spending. Well, deficits meant something when the Democrats were in control, not so much when Republicans are in control. Interesting story on a digital publication known as The Verge. It looks deeply into a situation that's caused some news in Arkansas that we've written about before. And that's how the Department of Human Services has gone to a computer algorithm rather than human evaluations that decides how much home care a disabled person who's getting assistance from Medicaid should get. A patient on cerebral palsy services, for example, was cut from 52 to 36 hours a week. Not enough, she says, to keep her out of an institution. These decisions by computer are under challenge in court, and it's a good reason. This article is a pretty good indication of how terrible mistakes could have been made. One computer algorithm said somebody didn't have any problems because of their feet. Well, no, they didn't have feet problems because they were amputees. That sort of things happens. It's a good read, and you can find how to read it on the Arkansas blog, arkansasblog.com. Ran across an interesting story just before I came in here. The European Union has put out a list of products on which it will put retaliatory tariffs in perhaps 3 months in response to Donald Trump's promise to put tariffs on trade with other countries. One of these is rice. We do a little bit of rice business in Arkansas, you might know, so perhaps our congressman ought to be talking to their president. Yesterday, cities and counties of Arkansas, nearly all of them, only a few holdouts, banded together to join a state court lawsuit against some 60-plus manufacturers of opioids in the United States. They want to win damages for the damages they've caused to the country. This joins a lot of other suits around the country. They think this one might be effective in getting some results and some help for cities and counties that are having a hard time dealing with the rising death toll and other damages caused by opioid abuse. Other interesting news today, I'd point you to race and police relationships in Austin, Texas. They caught the man who was the terrorist who was bombing people, striking a lot of black families in the process. The police chief down there took pains to say this seemed to be a troubled young man who'd had a troubled past. In Sacramento, they killed a black man in his grandmother's backyard for holding a cell phone, fired 20 shots before finding out that it wasn't a gun. A black family in Austin was treated like a cause of the first bombing, looked with suspicion while the man was still running loose, bombing other people. If we don't think that there's a difference in how police look at suspects based on skin color, we're not looking very closely. Little Rock, of course, is having its own problems with race and police relationships. We have a majority white city police force, most of whom don't live in the city because, well, it's too dangerous to live in Little Rock. The rest of the news is all Trump all the time. Rex Tillerson left office saying, you know, they could be mean-spirited in Washington, D.C. Doesn't have to be, but sometimes is, no doubt about that. John Dowd, Donald Trump's lawyer, has left his legal team. He'll find somebody new to replace him. Donald Trump needs to be his own lawyer, I suppose. And Trump says he would like to talk to Robert Mueller, the special counsel. Does that mean he would like to talk to him under oath? Well, that's yet to be determined. And meanwhile, Trump's also taken a tweet to say he could whip Joe Biden's butt if they had a schoolyard brawl. Yes, that's the President of the United States. Imagine that. Do you think we have some things to resist? I do. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.